morning. It's Wednesday, the 15th of August, 2018. Welcome to this morning's United Kingdom talk, coming to you from Bracknell in Royal Berkshire. What a busy bit. Oh, by the way, cheap holidays. Cheap holidays. News about cheap holidays coming up very, very soon on the show this morning. Do not go away. No need to spend thousands and thousands of pounds. I know some of you like to go to the five-star hotels, don't you? My mate does it. My mate and his other half must go in a five-star hotel, all marble, or room service. I've got this, I've got that. Nope, not me. I'm quite happy in a caravan. I should be going to a caravan in September, actually. I've got a caravan holiday in September with my older nephew and his little family up in Yorkshire. Da, 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 da. Yes. That's where I'll be going. Busy bee yesterday. I popped in to see Adam the plumber, who is installing a new bathroom in one of the flats that I've got down here in Bracknell. And there is a short, very, very short video coming up within the next few moments on what he's done so far. Also, like another photograph, and you'll see. I'll show you the photographs I showed you yesterday, and you'll see how much he's done in a day. And he does work blooming hard. He works very hard. He left this house yesterday at about 8:30 in the morning, and he came back here last night at about 10 o'clock at night. Honestly, he's like one of those Polish workers, not like the English ones. 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock. We'll start work at 8 o'clock. Well, we'll start with a cup of tea. They all sit round, don't they? They all sit round, they're little bit on the floor, drinking tea. At 10 o'clock, we'll do some work now. We'll do half an hour work. Then they have a sandwich. Not like Adam, dear. He starts, and that's it. Works right the way through. So I went to see Adam yesterday. After that, I had a little bit of a swim, and then Ronnie picked me up at the swimming pool and took me down to London to have my blood taken for my twice annual checkup. So blood has been sucked out of my bone. But get this. Oh no, hang on. When did this happen? I want to get this in the right order. Very, very exciting yesterday. What happened yesterday? Here's a clue. Doctor Who. That is the clue. Doctor Who. The clue is in the question. That's the question, right? Doctor Who, coming up. Don't go away. I've got to tell you this. So I went into the hospital, went straight to the machine. I noticed the little indicator said number 60. You know, you got an indicator. So I went over to the little thing where you pull a ticket out, and I pulled a ticket out. What number did it say? Number 60. Oh, yes. So I thought, well, I'll walk straight round. So I've walked right round to, what's his name? Hamau, I think he is. Hamau, who takes the blood. Lovely man, and he's good at it. You don't feel the needle. Well, just a little bit of a prick as it goes in. And I walked round. I said, hello. He said, oh, hello. Sit down. I said, oh, I haven't been to the nurse's station. Because you have to go to the nurse's station first. Then they print out all the labels, you see. Right? So I went back round. I said, oh, I'm sorry. I went back round there. Saw Mike, who does one of the nurses in there. Tap, 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 tap. Right? And he said, okay, the labels will be there in a minute. So I've walked back round. At this point, someone else is trying to get in. Right? But he's got ticket number 61. So I'm holding up the queue now of two people, like me and him. That was the queue. Me and him. Sometimes you can have like 8 people in front of you. Not today. So he sent the other bloke on his way. He said, Chris? I said, yes. I said, there you go. There's my ticket. And sat on the chair, you know, like that, you know. In went the thing, and they sucked the blood out my arm. And that was it, really. That's all I went in for yesterday, to take that, and they have a look at that. And I popped that there in usually 2 weeks, 3 weeks in this case, because I've changed times around to get me another week up north. So I did that. And then I bumped into a friend I hadn't seen for, about 8 or 9 years. And he looks exactly the same, my mate Darren. So it was nice to see him in there. And it's always nice to see people who get on with their lives. You know, move upwards sort of thing. And the last time I saw him, he was like a doorman. No, that's incorrect. A concierge. You know the bloke that sits, you know the posh pussy flats, like they have in parts of London, and you go in the door and there's a bloke sitting there with a phone and a couple of TV screens, probably sitting there on his iPhone as well, texting various people all over the world. That's what he'd used to do. Now, he's doing that, but he's got like 45 people working underneath him. So he doesn't actually sit in the flats. I think he sorts people out to go and do the jobs. And it's nice to see people go on like that. So I doubt that you're watching this, Darren, but nice to see you yesterday. After that, I did promise my mate. So he drives us in. I buy the lunch. That's fair enough, isn't it? So we went to our favourite place in Hampstead, Domonique's. And it's such a nice thing because we go in there and we find a table. There's usually tables, and there was some tables outside as well, but there's a couple of people on those. And we sit down, and the owner always comes from behind the counter, and he comes over. Hello, how are you two? We haven't seen you for a while. I said, well, I only come twice a week now because I'm very well. He comes and welcomes us. And makes us feel comfortable. He said, do you want to sit here? You can sit anywhere you want. He says, you know that. He said, just take, what do you want today? I said, I know it's not on the menu again. Have you got spaghetti arrabbiata sauce? With arrabbiata sauce. It's not on the menu, that one. He said, oh, yeah, I can do that. Whatever you want, just ask. And my mate had cheese on toast. And we had tomato soup with basil. Oh, it's so nice in there. And it's for where it is and what it is, it's not overpriced. So we had 2 bowls of soup. I had a cup of tea. He had a vanilla milkshake. Then I had spaghetti with arrabbiata sauce, and he had cheese on toast. And then I'm afraid I had a vanilla milkshake and a piece of apple pie and some vanilla ice cream as part of my Slimming World calorie controlled diet. And that lot come to £36, which is, it's dearer than if you go up north and have a whole family of fish and chips. But for where it is and what it is, and you're right in the middle of Hampstead High Street, it's nice. And he's so nice. He comes around, and then I went to the till to pay, and there wasn't anyone there. He's sitting next. I didn't spot him. He's sitting next to the till on the other side, where we sit. And he's having his dinner. He spotted me. He's jumped up from his chair. Now that's what you call customer service. You feel you want to go back there. He welcomes you in personally. This is what's wrong nowadays. With so many, you go in a Toby restaurant, you don't get a welcome like that. I tell you that now. Okay, you get cheap food, it's decent, it's all right. You don't get a welcome like that. I think he's Italian. It's an Italian restaurant, and that's proper Italian. I cannot give the man enough credit for the way he treats his customers as they come in. Everyone is a personal friend. You know what I mean? And it's just wonderful to be sitting there and having on. And he disappears, and then the waitress comes over and takes your order. Fantastic. So that's highly recommended if you ever go to Hampstead. Perhaps you're visiting somewhere down, or going to the Royal Free Hospital, something like that. Then it's right round the corner from there. Domonique's restauranty, cafe, bistro type place. Absolutely recommended. Please go because it's such a wonderful place. It really is. So that was that. Then we came out of there, right? And Hampstead High Street, it's known for joggers. Always people jogging up and down there. And this tall bloke, bit scruffy, a bit like myself, Oh, by the way, I've tried that shaving thing again. Now, this time I did it on my own, and I took my time in front of a mirror rather than a mobile phone. I think that's come out all right now. I've cut it down to a number 2. What do you reckon? Is that all right? That's cut down from number... Because after a couple of days, you start looking like a scarecrow. There's an impression of a scarecrow there for you. I don't want to be looking like a scarecrow, do I? So there's this runner coming towards us, and he's tall. And I looked at him, and I thought, oh, I've seen him before. And my mate says, that's an actor that is over there. And he's coming towards us. He's not looking at us. He's looking very knackered because he's jogging, sweat pouring off him. And as he's come past him, I said, that's bloody Doctor Who. He said, and of course my mate, oh, I don't watch that rubbish. Oh, no. He's quite happy to sit there watching the Housewives of Cheshire or stuff like that. Or dinner with, what's that dinner thing where they invite everyone round and slag each other's meal off? No. It was Christopher Eccleston. He ran past us. How fabulous is that? Isn't that wonderful? Doctor Who ran past... I thought I was going to be sucked up into the Tardis. I really did. The very first of the new breed of the Doctor Who's he was that far away from me as he rushed past. I think he recognised me, probably. I think probably the case is that he recognised, most people in the world recognise me now. I'm finding it harder and harder to just go quietly around and do my shopping and things like that with people. Oh, are you Chris Reardon from United Kingdom? Yes, that's me. You know, I try and be as nice as possible. And you're trying to go around and do your stuff, but that's how it is. But I definitely recognise the Doctor Who, Christopher Eccleston, ran past me yesterday. How fabulous is that? Of course, by the time I got my mobile phone out, he'd gone ever so fast. Gosh, wonderful, wonderful. Chris Reardon meets the stars. I should have grabbed him and asked him for an interview. I don't think he'd be very pleased about that, do you? So then we jumped back in the car. I always fall asleep on the way home. I get so tired. I get so tired as a passenger in car journeys. Does that happen to you? I get really tired. So we got in the car and got back here about 4:30, at which point I went to bed. I just take a little break there from the story to read out some of your messages. First message of the morning from Adam the Plumber on Facebook Live. Good morning, Adam. Don't forget we've got the little video showing up. Adam the Plumber is at this moment at the flat working, listening to this show. That is a dedicated listener. The same as yourself, possibly like that. Good morning to Shania on the Isle of Wight. Good morning, Shania. She had to type the message morning twice as she misspelt it the first time. Do try. Have you got little fat fingers, Shania? I have too. Little fat fingers. Do you know what I hit? Always get the wrong thing. And I hit the semicolon instead of the comma. No, not the semicolon. What's the dot with yes, that's semicolon, I think. What's the dot with the dash underneath it? Is that a semicolon? No. Is that a colon? I thought that was something in my stomach that they shoved the camera up at once, didn't they? I've got a picture of that. Do you want to? No, perhaps not. Anyway, I always hit that colon thing instead of a comma. Always do it. Time and time again. I don't know why that is, Shania. Never mind. Good morning to Diane Jebb. Morning, Diane. Alan Campbell. Good morning, Alan. Morning, Alan. Welcome to our show. That's my very first best friend, that is. Alan Campbell, who's on there. Got to meet up with him at some point. Andrew Charles. I beg your pardon. Andrew Charles. That's quite hard to say, isn't it, your name? Andrew Charles. Andrew Charles. Andrew Charles. That's better. Good morning to Andrew Charles. Matthew Joplin. Good morning, Matthew. He's got to change some of his DJing. He's working at a place that was playing 80s music, but they're changing it to 90s and pop. So he's got to kind of change his DJing a little bit. I hope you get on all right with that, Matthew. Good morning to Jerry Cashmore-Smith. Morning, Jerry. Adam, yes, thank you. We've rolled now. We are on air now, Adam. Morning, Adrian Richardson. Ray Reynolds is in the house this morning. What's the blue blocks? Ah, yes. You've spotted. That's another item for the show to talk about, dear. Another item. You must be patient, Adrian. We can't just chuck it all at you, lovey. It'd be like going out to the Toby Carvery and having all the food bought in, all chucked onto one plate. Your starter, perhaps a tomato soup, chuck in the potatoes and the carrots and all that, and on top some ice cream swirling around. Mr. Whippy, of course. That is the best ice cream, Mr. Whippy. I would love a Mr. Whippy ice cream machine. About £4,000, I think. Horrendous. And you've got to buy the mix all the time. Good morning to Martin Edwards. Morning, Martin. Hello. Let's have a look. Diane Jebb. Good morning. Oh, I've said hello to Diane. Alan Russell's there. Alan Russell posted a little thing today. And it says that the QE2 bridge, that's the one that comes across from Essex, they're putting the prices up. They're putting... Now, I remember them. I remember saying once that had been paid for, it would all be free. But no, they're putting the prices up to go across that bridge. I took one look at that story and I felt good. Stop all the ghastly people from Essex coming over to Royal Berkshire, dear. You know, all coming across in their tracksuits, love. Oh, God. So good. It's not... It should be at least £25 to come across that bridge. Keep them out of here. People like Ray Reynolds living in Essex. You can't have them coming over here to Berkshire, I'm telling you that now. Awful. Is it a semicolon? The dot with the dash underneath it. Is that a semicolon? Well, what's the two dots? That must be a colon, is it? I think that's right, yes. Okay, over on... Where should we go now? YouTube. Let's have a look. Hang on. Is Maureen there? There's Maureen. Maureen's there. Good morning to you, Maureen. Hope you're well. And Maureen texts in this morning. Good morning to Joanna, Claire, John Parrish. Good morning, John Parrish. They're dying to know what's in here, aren't you? You're dying to know. Is there anything in there? Body parts. In there are body parts of several people that I murdered last. Hey, I'll call the police now. That's it. Call the police now. They come round here. I'll leave the camera running. Can you imagine that? Excuse me, sir. We've had reports that there are body parts in your house. We need to search the premises. No need to search. It's in the call box behind me. Take it away. But mind you, I could have a dodgy policeman, couldn't I? I could have a dodgy policeman who might have murdered someone himself, come in and put the body parts in here and blame it on me. God's sake, I would be whisked. Would you think they'd allow me to do my programmes from prison? That is the question. Would they allow me? Oh, there's a lovely smell coming in that window, and I'll tell you why in a moment. Good morning to Tony Power. Morning, Tony. Morning to Mark. I love to love. I love to love. But my baby just loves to dance. She loves to dance. She wants to dance. She loves to dance. Oh, I love to love. Who sang that? Come on. Tina Charles. Tina Charles sang that one. Claire loves the stubble. She says, glad the stubble is working. We want updates if you go on a date, please. Still waiting. I think I might be choosing the wrong people to try and go out with dates on, Claire. I'm not sure. They do tend to be 20 years younger than me. Which isn't young, 35. It's not exactly young, is it? I mean, if Cheryl Cole can do it, then surely can I. Eh? Looking for someone about 32 to 45, I think, somewhere around that. So if you know anyone, bring them in. No mingers, though, Claire. Come on, Claire. No mingers. You wouldn't go out with a minger. I don't want to either. Of course, looking at me, I know what you're thinking, but they'd have to go out with a minger. Yes, you're probably right, lovey. I'm sorry. I'm not an oil painting. Not greasy at all. Well, perhaps a little bit, but not too greasy, yes. Thank you. Have we done all the messages? Yes. Oh my God, Jerry says Mr. Whippy machines cost £70,000. Really? Gosh, £70,000, those Mr. Whippy ice cream machines. That's a lot of money, isn't it? Blimey. Ice is there. Good morning. Ice, baby. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Ice, baby. Ice, baby is there. And she says, I love a caravan. When I go away, you can't beat them. I know what you mean. I love caravan holidays, Ice. You don't have to get any planes or muck around at airports. And the parking at airports. £200 to park your car for a week. They take the piss, I'm telling you. They really take the piss, don't they? I hate it. I hate it. If I wasn't taking my nephew to away on holiday, if I wasn't taking him, I wouldn't be going. I'll tell you that now. I absolutely wouldn't be going. I just want to get in my car, drive for a couple of hours somewhere, and then walk into a caravan, and then doing the days, and then walk around and enjoy whatever it is. You don't need to go abroad. Besides, the weather's all changed anyway. It's all changing. News about that coming up. So, SOS Gregorian, good morning to you. I keep sharing your shows to my billions of friends. Billions of friends all over the world. Am I popular in Armenia? Am I popular there? I do hope I'm popular in Armenia, SOS Gregorian. Good morning to Eric Koppelman. Good morning, Eric. Welcome to the show there. Spooky Chris. Paul says, I know Darren, who was a concierge. Isn't that strange and mysterious? He lives in Brixton. Is it the same one, Paul? Oh, I see. Roy says, no, that was the whole van. The machines alone are about £10,000. Oh, well, then that's all right. I'll buy two, in case one goes wrong. Alan says, if Chris Redden got arrested, what do you think he was arrested for, everyone? I'd say for murder. Yeah, murder in the English language. There are people on Learn English website groups, let me tell you, who watch this programme to learn English. God help them if they ever try and talk the same as me. Thank you very much, Eric. It's very kind of you to say so. From iRadio USA. Radio USA. Would you like me to do you a jingle? What's your name? What would you like me to say for your jingle? And you can you can cut that little bit out and use it. Use it. You know, the UK's biggest television star makes the radio people of the USA a jingle. Would you like the sound of that, eh? Anyway, so came back here, had a little sleep. I got up. Here comes the video. Here comes the video. I got up and I popped over to see Adam the plumber. And it is the same Darren. Oh, yes, stories I could tell. Yes, I've been there twice as well, Paul. Yeah. Morning to nephew Gary Butler just joining us this morning. Yeah, so I went over to Adam the plumber to see how he's getting on with the bath. Okay, I'm now going to show you a selection of photographs. I'll show you the photographs, first of all, from Monday night, when he finished his working on Monday night, I suppose you would say. So here is the bathroom before we started, right? Isn't that absolutely ghastly? It's like I don't know what colour that is. It's like a peachy colour. And those ghastly curtains there and the tiles and all that. Although we haven't got time to replace the tiles. Now, I was concerned about the fact that we didn't have time to replace the tiles. I wanted white tiles, but I don't think we're going to have time to do those. And I was being concerned about that. But I think we're going to get away with it. And I'll show you why. So that was before we started. Monday, he ripped all that out. See, it's coming out. And now, there's the new stuff. There's the new items there. Look at the difference. Look at the difference. Look at that. Look at the difference to that awful colour. And then the white. I hope they remember to take the plastic off the toilet. I can hear some terrible accidents on there. There was also, I don't know if you can see that. There we are. Can you see the flooring? There's carpet in the bathroom. I mean, carpet in the bathroom. For God's sake, why would anyone put carpet? Oh, mind you, I had carpet in my bathroom when I had a flat in... Oh, that picture's jammed up, isn't it? Picture's jammed up there. Let's come back to that one. Is that not working? Hello? Are you not... I look very surprised, and that should be a camera working, but it's not. Never mind. Can't have everything working at the same time. Why anyone would put... I had a pink carpet in my bathroom when I had a flat in Wandsworth, I must say. So, yeah, that's carpet on the floor. So that's going to come up, okay? That's all... Well, it's already been taken up, as you could see through that picture. He's taken that up. What's this? Picture 3. There we are. That's the new one there. No carpet. That should be between... Actually, I'll move that up a bit. Let's move that up a bit. That should be before he put the bathroom in. And here is how it looks now. You ready? Here is how it looked since last night. Wow. Wow. Good morning, Piper Salam. Morning. Look at that. Look at the difference. So that is how it is as he left it last night. That is how it was when he started. That's 2 days' work. Isn't that fantastic? Look at that now. Look at that now. Now, as you can see, the tiles, okay? What he's done, in order to... Because we just don't have time to do the tiles. It's so tight. What he's done, and you can just see on the right-hand side, he's regrouted and cleaned some of the tiles. That's just on the right-hand side there. Above and to the left are tiles that haven't been regrouted or tiled yet. I'm hoping we're going to get away with the tiles leaving those up. We simply don't have time to do them. But not, I say we. I'm not doing anything. I can't do anything like that. We simply don't have time to do those tiles at all. So that's how it is, I'm afraid. I think the tenants move in on Friday. And it will go... Everything will be finished, but not the tiles. So we're going to let it go. And if they say something, I'll get them done. But there's no way he can get those tiles done on time. It's just too tight a time. So there we are. That's it. We have to hand the keys back tomorrow afternoon at 4 o'clock. Because then the cleaner has to go in. Of course, we clean it up first. He cleans it up first. But then the cleaner has to done and do a professional clean. You have to have a professional clean done before a tenant goes in. Because then when they leave, sometimes, oh, well, it wasn't clean when well, yes, it was because we got photos to prove it. You know, can't leave it in like a dump. So that's it. That's what he's done so far. And now here is the quick video from yesterday of the work done. It's about 20 seconds long. You ready? Here we go and go. There we are. Oh, and he's turned. I don't know why he turned that round like that at that point. There's a toilet to be sick in when you're drunk. Now, there, especially for the lads, are the grey tracksuit bottoms as well on there. All right, gay boys. He has a little camera set up and recorded. That's the whole day that was, in the space of 20 seconds. So fantastic. Thank you very much, Adam. I know he's I know I know he's listening to the show this morning. Okay, where's this chap from iRadio USA? Okay, are you ready? Are you ready, iRadio USA? Going to do your jingle. I hope that's correct. Is it iRadio USA? Let's try it then. You ready? You're listening to Eric Martin Koppelman on iRadio USA. There you are. You should be able to cut that out. I'll do a shorter version because I don't know if you want the whole name there. You're listening to Eric Koppelman on iRadio USA. How's that? All right, just cut that out and use that as a jingle. No charge. No charge. That's what we're like in England. No one charges you anything for anything. Everything's free. I'll mention that to my plumber later on. Paul Adamson is enjoying stories and videos. Are you not enjoying the stories and the videos, Paul? Oh, dear me. Yeah, the Mr. Whippy machine comes from Italy. Does it really? Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. Oh, I'd love one of those. Let's have a look there. Good. Right, just a second. There we go. So that's it. So that's the video. After that, I went to Tesco's to get my dinner. I did, and I cooked dinner. I rarely go to Tesco's, actually, but it's all in there. Everything you could possibly want. And while I was in there, and I've been after one of these for a while, and we couldn't get one for love of money while it was hot. Here it is, my new cooler box. Now, why have I got one of these, you're asking yourself? Do I go on picnics? Do I go out much? Do I go on holiday much? Not really, not really. I got this because when I go out to my caravan, often I've got stuff in the fridge that I want to take up with me. A couple of hours in a car is probably all right. But the thing is, I leave the house at like 4 p.m. and this stuff is out of the fridge until about 2 a.m. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2. That's like 10 hours, because I then take it to work. And they don't, I mean, I've tried putting stuff in the fridge at work, but what happens is that you leave it there. You forget that it's in there. So I've got this cooler box from Tesco's. How much? Go on, how much? How much? £12. What a bargain. £12. And it took me a while to work out. And Adam the plumber, being of technical expertise as he is, he was able to instruct me on how to operate the said cooler box. And you simply fold the lid and lift the lid like that. Look at that, look at that, look at that. There's me. You see these bits at the side here? Well, I'm trying to unpick it. Maybe it comes off like that. No, that's supposed to be on there like that. So the lid just literally pulls off. The lid doesn't actually lock on. It just lifts. I can't get it up now. There we are. Lifts up like that. And there you are. And then you have to put those blue things in there. You know, you freeze them in the freezer. I don't know how many you'd put in. I've got 2. I might get another 2. They didn't have any of those blue things in Tesco's, unfortunately, so I might get a couple from Halfords. And that's it. Look, that's quite big enough. You get a few yogurts in there and corn steaks. That's well big enough for me. And then you put a couple of blue things, I would imagine, on the bottom. You know, the frozen things. I don't know what they're called. Then you put your stuff in. Then you put a couple of blue things on the top. Then you put the lid on. And then that's it. £12. Or was it 13? 12 or £13. I thought that was excellent. And what's that mean? Oh, look, it's a little thing there. 10 hours. Well, that's perfect for me, then, isn't it? It's almost exactly 10 hours. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2. Yeah, it's exactly 12 at 10 hours. The time that my stuff would be in here. So I think that's excellent. Where's that made? Probably China, is it? Where's that made? Don't say. Oh, no, it's made in Ireland. It's made in Ireland. Oh, yes. Oh, Danny boy, the pipes are yearning From glen to glen, if you ever go across the sea to Ireland, and only those 40 shades of green. There we are. My new cooler box. I look forward to trying it out next week. I really do. So I'm quite pleased with myself there. So I've got all my bits and pieces in. It took me ages to find frozen onions in Tesco's. I use frozen onions. They're all chopped up and ready. You haven't got to make your fingers smelly or anything like that. Of course, they put them in these new packets, and the packets just don't look like they've got onions in them. And I went to a boy on the till. Excuse me, can you tell me where the frozen onions are? Oh yeah, we put them in different packets now. I said, where are they? So he took me to them, and they were indeed in the place that I'd gone up and down 4 times looking for the damn things. That's what a good packet that is, and he gave me these packets. Well, they just look like sweets. They look like some sort of frozen sweets or something like that. It was the packaging is wrong for the frozen onions. I always buy frozen onions. It's so much cheaper than buying the fresh ones or something like that. Just a moment. That's an awful message. Just a second now. One moment, please. But if we only have old Ireland over here, if the Shannon River... What, 1 minute. Oh, why is that playing that out? 1 minute. 1 moment. Just a moment, boys and girls. Do. Done. And are we done there? Come on. Work. Please work. There we are. And that's done. There we go. There's one gone there. Gone. Okay. Yeah, so I got all my stuff from Tesco's, came back, and it was like 9:30 now. Adam's still not back from the flat. I put the dinner on. I did Slimming World chips last night, which is just potatoes cut up with a bit of fry light put on, baked beans. I had a couple of corn steaks. Now, what did he have? Oh, some sliced chicken. Oh, bless his heart. So yesterday he was talking on the phone. I said, what do you want for dinner? And he says, I'll just have some beans. I said, well, you can have chicken or something if you want. Oh, no, I wouldn't have that, as you don't eat dead animals, because I'm vegetarian, you see. I said, oh, God, no, don't be silly. I'm not like that. Don't come into my house because I don't eat animals. No, you have what you want. He said, oh, I wish I'd known that on Monday. Do you know what he did on Monday? He had mash, baked beans. This is while I was at work. Mashed baked beans and chicken, but he ate the chicken in his car so as not to offend me. That's such a nice thing to do, but unnecessary. You don't have to do that. Oh, I'm not one of those lefty vegetarians or vegans who you are disgusting. You will not come in my house because you eat dead animals. I'm not like that at all. In fact, I've been out, to dinner before and someone's put the wrong gravy on, like a beef gravy over my stuff. Oh, I'm really sorry. Shall I get you another dinner? Oh, don't worry about it. I'll eat it. I'm more like that. Do you get it? But what a nice thing to do, to respect someone else like that. I'm the same in people's houses. I respect how they want to live. I must admit, I'd probably be the same as that. Something like that. So that was a nice thing to do. So he came, and unfortunately the chips were in the oven a little bit too long, so some of them were burnt. It's the first time I've ever burnt chips, I'll tell you that now. I managed to burn, and usually I undercook them, but the chips were a little bit burnt, so I had to leave half the chips. And the reason it smells nice in here today is because I've made my campfire stew, which we're going to have a little bit later on, which is very, very spicy. What I do, I've got a big slow cooker, put all the stuff in the slow cooker. The spices I used, we've got garlic, a whole packet of garlic, whole packet of chopped up chilies. Again, I cheat a little bit with those by having the chopped up ones. There's a little bit of cumin, some coriander, and some paprika in there. They're the spices. Celery, carrots, onions, tin tomatoes, tomato puree, something else in there, can't remember. Mushrooms, and that's all bubbling away at the moment. It went on last night about 10 o'clock, so it's actually done now. And I put it outside. I actually put that in the garden, and I get the wire through the window, and that's like that when it's done, because it stinks the house out when it's cooking. It's all right once it's done, but the slow cooker is constantly sending out these odours, and the entire house can smell of spices, and it's a little bit too much for me. I could put up with it during the day. That's a nice smell. But you don't want to wake up and smell these smells. So it actually goes out in the garden. And it's out there now, and I've got a big plastic box that I bought, and I put it, and I don't have the lid closed. I put the base of the plastic box at the bottom, sit that on top, and then the other bit, which is like that bit, that goes above it. But I put something there, to keep it open so that the air can circulate. And that's filled up the house with beautiful smells. So that's our dinner later. And that's it. Then my mate came round while we were having dinner. Ronnie came over. We watched Holby City. Jack Naylor isn't dead. Isn't that good news? Jack Naylor, because the way they filmed it, it looked like she had her operation. Jack Naylor is very, very important in Holby City. She's my favourite character in there. They came out, she had an operation, something's gone wrong. And they came out, the way they filmed it, it looked like she was dead. They came out like that, looking at each other, and it turns out she's not dead. She's pulled through, so I'm very pleased about that. Jack Naylor is not dead. Then we were up talking, actually, and didn't get to bed till 2 o'clock, which is why I'm a bit late this morning. I didn't get up till 8 o'clock this morning. Shocking. And that was from the alarm. The alarm woke me up. Usually I wake up half an hour before the alarm, not last night. So very, very bad. Very bad to get up so late. There we are. Paul says I can get 2 heads in here. Yeah, I could. I could actually, instead of just murdering one person, which I usually do daily, I just select. Sometimes I get a bit bored and I go out and I just murder someone. I could probably get actually 2 heads in there, wouldn't I? I could go out and do 2 today as like a special thing, as I'm a bit tired. I might murder 2 people today. I don't know. I haven't decided which people to do yet. I'll just randomly select someone on Facebook. Roy, I could put those in there as well. Yes, I think so. Oh, dear me. That's that day. Now, listen, cheap holidays. I told you there was cheap holidays. Now, why on earth you'd want to go on a holiday abroad at the moment, I don't know. But cheap holidays, bonus for Brits in this morning's Super Soaraway Sun. Here we go. Brits could be in for a cheap... Is that camera working yet? One moment, please. Or am I still looking surprised? No, I'm still... Paul, what time do you call this? Come on. We've been here 45 minutes. Are you taking the mick? 45 minutes I've been sitting here talking to myself. You need to get here a little bit earlier than that, mate. Brits could be in for a cheap break as Spanish hotels are slashing prices. There's that word again, slashing, all to do with murdering. Now look at this, Paul. See this, my new gadget, or my new cool box. This is for the body parts of people that I murder. Yeah, I'm going to put them in here. Perhaps chop them up and give them to people's... I could chop them up and sell them as cat food, couldn't I? People. Will cats eat? I bet they will. I bet cats would eat cat food made out of people. Yes. Anyway, Brits could be in for a cheap break as Spanish hotels slash prices to compete with Turkey and North Africa reopening for business. It don't take people long to forget, does it? Oh, is this when they had the all the murdering? Now, what was that place? Oh, there was a gunman, wasn't it? Gunman running along a beach. Was that Morocco? Could have been Morocco. I can't remember now. Let's read the story. Holidaymakers are now returning to resorts in terrorism-hit countries as confidence in the troubled destinations return. I must admit, Tunisia. That was it. Tunisia, wasn't it? When that happened, of course, I wouldn't go there. I wouldn't go somewhere like that if that had happened. On the other hand, you've got to feel a little bit sorry for the businesses in Tunisia that have been totally destroyed because people haven't been going there anymore. I mean, how do they make money? How do they eat? It says, the industry was left in tatters in the sun this morning after a gunman opened fire on a beach in Sousse, I think it's Sousse, killing 38 people, the majority whom were British tourists. Tour operator Thomas Cook even suspended its holidays in the country after the attack, which was, can you believe that's 3 years ago? 3 years ago, in June 2015, only resuming operation in February of this year. Enthusiasm for North African destinations has now returned. The airline was this year forced to triple the number of flights it had scheduled this time due to resurgent demand. Turkey is another region which has experienced a re-emergence of its tourism sector due to the diminishing fears over terrorist attacks and internal violence, despite 2016's failed coup d'etat to remove President Recep Erdogan from power. So Turkey as well. Now, I do know that I know a lot of people that go to Turkey on holiday and have a fantastic time. My mate's just been there just a few weeks ago. He's been to Turkey twice now, I think, and the way they do it, that he goes with family. I think with his brother and like their little I say little family, like 17 and 15, as older children perhaps, and they hire a villa. They hire a villa, a lovely villa, I got to say, with a swimming pool and all the rest of it. And that's how they do the Turkey holiday, and they absolutely love it. My mate loves it. He goes around, he has his Turkish haircut. We all know that Turkish men seem to be the best haircutters of all time, don't they? They do. Although the lady who cuts my hair, she's from the POW, but always Italian and Turkish hairdressers are the best. Absolutely. The story goes on. The Turkish lira has undergone a record nosedive this year, falling by 45% in value, leading to a surge in British holidaymakers flocking to the country due to the beneficial exchange rate. The rapid recovery of the region's tourism industry in the Sun this morning has left holiday bosses in Spain concerned that they could be left with empty beds over the summer season in Spain. Speaking to the Sun, a spokesman for the Barcello hotel group in Spain. Oh, it sounds Italian, that, doesn't it? Barcello, I don't know, hotel group in Spain, confirmed that they had reduced the price of their hotel rooms by around 10% as a result of the increased rivalry. And it says this year seen more competition from Spain, with Spain from destinations in North Africa, such as Tunisia, Morocco, Egypt or Turkey. Now, my niece has been to Egypt. She liked it there. So they've got they're cutting prices at the moment in Spain. If you fancy a cheap holiday, it might be worth popping into Thomas Cook. I always book my holidays with Thomas Cook. Nearly 99% of the time, I'll do that. You see, the thing is with a package holiday, if any part of it goes wrong, you've got one point of contact. So, say for example, you get to the airport. And the airline is cancelled, right? Thomas Cook have to sort that out. That's what you're paying them for. They have to sort that out. So, if perhaps a couple of extra days in the hotel or money off at the hotel, something like that, they have to get you to the destination for that time that you've booked. If you do it in bits, say you book the flight separately and the hotel room separately, and the pickup from the airport, something goes wrong there, you've got to sort that out yourself. You see? And that's how it works, really. Unfortunately, that's how it works. Right, just a second. Delete that one. That's how it works. So I always go and book directly. I just walk into Thomas Cook. I said, I'd like to go here. And then you sit there. I can be there for an hour and a half sometimes, sorting out the stuff. I went to Israel once, and she'd never done Israel before. And it was just fantastic. Because she'd never done Israel, she spent loads of time sitting there at the desk with me and going through all the bits and pieces. But we got there in the end. And I just think it's so much easier when you can get someone else like that, to do the work for you. I know a lot of you book things on the internet yourselves and do it like that. But I find it really difficult doing that. Really difficult booking stuff, certainly holidays and things like that on the internet. Sorry, gang, I'm just trying to do something here. Let's have a look there. That's gone now. Good. There we are. That's gone now. Done. Okay, done. Although, whether or not you still want to go aboard after this wonderful weather we're having here at the moment, let's have a look at some of your messages coming in about this. Roy says Turkey's under siege from immigrants. Is it? I don't know, really. I don't really keep much eye on the news sometimes, I must admit. I get very depressed watching the news sometimes. Good morning to James Bond, who joins us this morning. Is it the James Bond? Shouldn't you be having shaken, not stirred at the moment? Roy says security experts terror warning to Brits lured to Turkey by exchange rates. Thank you, Roy. And the FCO warns that terror attacks are very likely in the country. So, beware of that. Beware of that, okay? Now, why you would want to go away, I don't know. Because our weather is fantastic. Now, look, again in the sun this morning, eternal sunshine is the headline. It says, British people could be basking in unseasonably hot weather now for another 4 years. Why only 4 years? Why is it only going on for 4 years? How disappointing. For another 4 years, according to scientists. New research suggests that 2018's incredibly global heatwave will continue baking the Earth right through to 2022. What happens after that? Do we go into an ice age? I don't like the cold, dear. I don't like cold weather. This summer, British people enjoyed temperatures of 30 degrees Celsius plus. In fact, countries around the world saw the temperature going up, causing deadly wildfires and even deaths. This year's heatwave was partly down to global warming, but also due to a northerly shifting of the jet stream. I think I remember the weather people saying the jet stream had split in half or something. I don't know. I don't know too much about that. But rather than cooling down, the Earth is likely to get even hotter over the next few years. That's according to a giant study between France and the Netherlands meteorological offices. Are I able to say that word then? Meteorological. I was able to say the word. These existing simulations were scanned to check for similarities to current climate conditions, indicating that those models may be the mark. Experts then used the results from these simulations to work out the likelihood of weather conditions through to the future. And a study reports that the air temperature will be abnormally high through to 2022. So there we are. It's got some facts there as well. The highest temperature ever recorded in Britain was 38.5 degrees centigrade in Faversham, Kent on August the 10th, 2003. Britain is largely cool for all constituent countries too. Highest temperature ever recorded globally was in California, 56.7 degrees on July the 10th, 1913. 1913. It's not like it was, a couple of years ago. Europe's highest temperature was 47.4 degrees in Portugal on August the 1st, 2003. So, perhaps you don't want to go to other countries. Stay here and be safe. The RAF will look after us, launching their latest planes in the sky, shooting down anyone evil who might come over and try and destroy us. Good morning to Stephen Murray. Morning, who says, I thought I'd caught Radio 3 there for a moment. Good morning to you, Stephen Murray. All right. Roy says, go to Lincolnshire. There's a southerner invasion there. I know. Don't too many of them don't come up. The northern people are very nice. We like the north. We do like going north. All righty, let's do today's birthdays, and then I'm off on my day's activities. How many we got today? Let's have a look. 8 birthdays today. Oh no, hang on a minute. It might not be 8. A couple of people there. A lot of people have got sort of double profiles on the Facebook. Have you noticed that? People often have double profiles on the Facebook. They got one, and then they got another one. I just assume that people have lost passwords and set up another one or something like that. Right. Okay. So this morning, 51 years old, Kevin Webster. He's often with us in the morning. I don't know where he is today, maybe at work or something. So good morning to you, Kevin, and a big happy birthday to you. Erfan Manique is a very young 23 years old today. Hello, Erfan, and a happy birthday to you. Sune Johnson in Sweden is 25 years old today. He often pops on and says hello. I think he was here yesterday, actually. Happy birthday to you, Sune. Suzie Kruger, one of the most popular people on the gay scene in London. It's her birthday as well today. Happy birthday to you, Suzie. Marianna. Good morning, Marianna. She's in Queensland in Australia. I spent a wonderful evening with her about 5 or 6 years ago, 6, 7 years ago. I don't know what it was now. A wonderful evening with her and her father and her family, having dinner in their garden, as I say, in Queensland in Australia. And such a wonderful girl. I worked with her for a short period of time in Belushes in Hammersmith as well. Happy birthday, Marianna. I hope all is going well for you, my darling, okay? Good morning to Gary McFly, who reaches the big 3-0 today. Happy birthday, Gary. But you've still got 2 years to go, Gary, because my favourite age period was 32 to 47. That was my favourite age period. So another 2 years to get there. All right, Gary. 30 years old today. Happy birthday. 40 years old today is Manlio Pomponi. Manlio Pomponi. There's a name that's difficult to say. So happy birthday to you as well, all right? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Enjoy your birthdays. Thank you, Terry. Terry likes the jacket. Thank you, Terry. For £79 this one. Moss Bros. I don't know if they've got any left. I think they've run out of these ones now. They've got some new ones in there now. No, mustn't buy any more clothes. Mustn't buy clothes. Going to Vegas, dear. I should do clothes shopping while I'm there. Not sure what I'm doing. I've got to go swimming this morning. Got to go. I haven't brushed my teeth yet. Isn't that awful? Oh, I haven't done my peels yet. Peels, teeth, swimming. Then I've got to go and help Adam the plumber because we're going to go down the dump and get rid of the old stuff that was in the bathroom. Now, I think tonight I'm supposed to be meeting up tonight with my friend David Rosen. He was a DJ in many places, but we both DJ'd at the same time at the Black Cap in Camden Town. He was there for many, many years, as indeed was I. And then he went off to heaven, and then I got a job in heaven as well, so I DJ'd there with him for a while. And he's a very, very good friend of mine, and I haven't seen him for over a year. Now, last time I saw him, I went to his son's bar mitzvah last year, which was fantastic. I've never been to a bar mitzvah before. Fantastic. So I think I'm meeting up with him tonight, so I've got to text him to see if he's still around. So busy at the moment. I hope you're busy in your day as well, and whatever you do, be happy about doing it. Can I just thank those of you that share the show to your walls? I should always thank you because I know some of you do it, and I mean to thank you for it, and I often forget. So thank you very much for those of you that have shared the show to your walls as well. Thanks very much for joining us, gang. Hopefully be with you again at some point tomorrow. Enjoy your Wednesday, and I'll see you again very soon. Bye-bye now.